Welcome back. It's time for the 2011 MLG Pro Circuit here in Columbus, Ohio. We just saw an amazing first game to start things off, and I'm not saying that just because I am a Zerg fanboy day. It really was a kind of a different idra. I have to say.
Yeah. I mean, in Game 1, the extreme aggression with the drops constantly starting in that mid-game, the point where generally you see passivity out of Zerg. And then in Game 2, not only the crazy aggressive opening, but then the brilliant defense with that, and then the constant aggression throughout the game with idra, and all the subtle tactical decisions that barely let him win with that huge neural parasite pair on the Immortals. That is an idra we have not seen ever, and that is a huge win under his belt against MC with all those counterattacks throughout those games. Remarkable, remarkable play.
And, you know, we always remember the last, 45 seconds of the match because that's really what determined it. But, yeah, I mean, keeping in mind the 3 Zealots, I thought that was a brilliant idea by MC. He recognizes this is something my opponent's doing. It's a weakness that I'm going to try to exploit. Sure, it is a risk, but I also feel like MC is probably a player very confident in his skills to be able to execute it. You know, when you're playing against someone else who's going to be able to bring the same skills to the table, sometimes it can come down to just the control of one unit, one guy dying too quick, whatever. But there were a lot of back force in that entire matchup, and that was really, really nice battle.
I genuinely wonder if MC thought to himself, you know, if only I just target fired that hatch, I could have killed it off, and it would have been a clean, easy win. I mean,
it did have 140 hit points.
That's always one of those moments where you think, you know what, I'll just kill off these Zerglings and go back to what I was doing. Either way, let's go to the main stage with JP McDaniel to find out Idra's thoughts after that incredible first win.
JP here on the main stage, joined by Greg Idra Fields. Make some noise here, taking out MC 2-0. Talk to me about those games, Greg.
Well, the first game, it really came down to he went Void Ray, and it didn't do a ton of damage. He killed a lot of Overlords, but I double expanded, so I had a huge economy compared to him. He didn't get Colossus out very fast, so I was able to do a lot of damage with Roach Hydra. It all came down to that 2 Overlord Hydra drop at his third, killed that. Gave me a big enough macro advantage I could just trade armies until he left. And then the next game, I had never seen that kind of Zealot pressure before, completely caught me off guard. I thought I was going to lose the hatchery, 100%. Zerglings got out just in time. I think if he had just focused it down, he would have killed it. He chose not to, so I saved the hatchery. I saw he was going to expand after that. I figured Roachling Aggression is really good on that map anyway. I figured the 3 Zealots would set him behind it would work. It didn't. Did decent damage anyway, so I think I was okay after that. I saw him committing to really hard aggression, put down 4 Spine Crawlers, tried to counterattack a little. Again, ended up pretty similar situations, but it really came down to him leaving those 2 Immortals out on the front attack, or on the final attack, letting me mind control them, and Immortal Roach is pretty good against Stalkers.
It is indeed. Now, took out MC. You were originally going to play Bomber. Are you happy now that you played MC instead of Bomber?
I definitely feel like it's a bigger win for me because I am worse versus Protoss in general. I would have liked a chance to play Bomber just because I think he's generally considered the best Terran, but obviously MC is the best Protoss. He's 2-time GSL winner. It's a huge win. Really happy with it.
All right, one last question. Moving forward in the tournament, what are you really most afraid of?
I'm sorry, I can't understand.
What are you really most afraid of moving forward in the tournament?
MC was by far the biggest fear because any Protoss, and he's by far the best Protoss here, so right now I'm not really feeling anything.
All right, guys, make some noise. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, I really like that attitude. I'd never seen that Zealot pressure before, so I just won anyways.
So I just dealt with it.
It was not a big deal.
But what about the important lesson that we learned here? That, guys, when you're up against a bunch of Stalkers, Roach's Immortals do pretty well.
I will now change my counter table in Excel. Now, for any of you who are excited for the Zerg vs. Protoss matchup, we got another one coming up next. It's going to be Dignitas' Naniwa against Moon from We Made Fox. So that is an incredible second game. And that's pretty much all we really have for the remainder of the day. And keep in mind, the action is only going to heat up more and more here at MLG Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some more great matches coming up. Naniwa, of course, the guy that fought his way through the open bracket at the last MLG event. Moon, a guy who had just a claim acclaimed success in Warcraft 3, winning competitions like all over the place, often regarded to as the 5th race in the game, and now making that transition to StarCraft 2. We're going to see both those big hitters up on stage when we come back. I'm DJ Wheat.
And I am Day9. Don't go anywhere. We're going on to match 2 right after this.